To the beloved of YASHAYA the Christ, the true son of AHAYAH. In the previous video, I spoke about the song, teach them the song that AHAYAH told Moses to teach the Yahshaelites, so that the song will be a witness against them. This is the song. I want to read the song, and it's found in the book of Deuteronomy 32. Let's hear what AHAYAH has to say to his children. I'm going to read from verse 1 to maybe 43, or I might go to 47, but let's see how things go. Let's hear the word of AHAYAH. This is the song. Verse 1. Give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Verse 2. Let my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew, as raindrops on the tender herb, and as showers on the grass. Verse 3. For I proclaim the name of the Lord, ascribe greatness to our God, our AHAYAH. Verse 4. He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are justice, a God of truth and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. Verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. They are not his children because of their blemish. A perverse and crooked generation. Verse 6. Do you thus deal with the Lord, O foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father who bought you? Has he not made you and established you? Verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you. Your elders, and they will tell you. Verse 8. When the Most High divided their inheritance to the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the children of Yahshael. Verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the place of his inheritance. Verse 10. He found him in a desert land, and in the wasteland a howling wilderness. He encircled him, he instructed him, he kept him as the apple of his eye. Verse 11. As an eagle stirs up its nest, hovers over its young, spreading out its wings, taking them up, carrying them on its wings. Verse 12. So the Lord alone led him, and there was no foreign God with him. Verse 13. He made him ride in the heights of the earth, that he might eat the produce of the fields. He made him draw honey from the rock, and oil from the flinty rock. 14. Cords from the cattle, and milk of the flock, with fat of lambs, and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats, with the choicest wheat, and you drank wine, the blood of the grapes. Verse 15. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. You grew fat, you grew thick, you are obese. Then he forsook God, AHAYAH, who made him, and scornfully esteemed the rock of his salvation. Verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with foreign gods. With abominations, they provoked him to anger. Verse 17. They sacrificed to demons, not to AHAYAH, to gods they did not know, to new gods, new arrivals, that your fathers did not fear. Verse 18. Of the rock who begot you, you are unmindful. and have forgotten the AHAYAH who fathered you. Verse 19. And when the Lord saw it, he spurned them because of the provocation of his sons and his daughters. Verse 20. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end will be, for they are a perverse generation, children in whom is no faith. 21. They have provoked me to jealousy by what is not God. They have moved me to anger by their foolish idols. But I will provoke them to jealousy by those who are not a nation. I will move them to anger by a foolish nation. Verse 22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn to the lowest hell. It shall consume the earth with their increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. Verse 23. I will heap disasters on them. I will spend my arrows on them. Verse 24. They shall be wasted with hunger, devoured by pestilence and bitter destruction. I will also send against them the teeth of beasts, with the poison of serpents of the dust. 25. The sword shall destroy outside, there shall be terror within, for the young man and virgin, the nursing child with the man of grey hairs. Verse 26. I would have said, I will dash them in pieces. I will make the memory of them to cease from among them. Verse 27. Had I not feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should misunderstand, lest they should say, our hand is high, and it is not the Lord who has done all this. Verse 28. For they are a nation void of counsel, nor is there any understanding in them. Verse 29. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. Verse 30. How could one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, unless their rock had sold them, and the Lord had surrendered them? Verse 31. For their rock is not like our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. Verse 32. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, their clusters are bitter. Verse 33. Their wine is the poison of serpents, and the cruel venom of cobras. 34. Is this not laid up in store with me, sealed up among my treasures? Verse 35. Vengeance is mine, and recompense. Their foot shall sleep in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things to come hasten upon them. For the Lord will judge his people, and have compassion on his servants, when he sees their power is gone, and there is no one remaining bond or free. Verse 37. He will say, where are their gods, the rock in which they sought refuge? Verse 38. Who ate the fat of their sacrifices, and drank the wine of their drink offering? Let them rise and help you, and be your refuge. Verse 39. Now see that I, even I, am he, and there is no God besides me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Nor is there any who can deliver from my hand. Verse 40. For I raise my hand to heaven, and say, as I live forever. Verse 41. If I whet my glittering sword, and my hand takes hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies, and repay those who hate me. Verse 42. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, with the blood of the slain and the captives, from the heads of the leaders of the enemy. Verse 43, the last verse of the song. Rejoice, O Gentiles, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and render vengeance to his adversaries. He will provide atonement for his land and his people. May AHAYAH bless his words. Amen. This is the song. This is the song. I'm not going to say much. It's self-explanatory. I'm going to read from verse 44 to 47. It's not part of the song, but just listen. So Moses came with Joshua, the son of Nun, and spoke all the words of this song in the hearing of the people. Verse 45, Moses finished speaking all these words to all Yahshael. Verse 46, and he said to them, set your hearts on all the words which I testify among you today, which you shall command your children to be careful to observe. All the words of this law, for it is not a futile thing for you, because it is your life. And by this word you shall prolong your days in the land which you cross over the Jordan to possess. May AHAYAH bless his words. May AHAYAH bless his words. May AHAYAH bless his words. In Yeshua's name. Amen.